What's going on, guys? This is team member Eric at Dual Threat Outdoors. We're hitting early summer here very soon, so that means for me and for the rest of the Dual Threat Outdoors team, it's time to start getting our trail cameras out in the field, and get them in the woods, get inventory during the summer, and then once fall comes, try to start getting a pattern on some bucks, and also just general deer inventory in certain areas. So, just wanted to give you guys a quick top 5 on the top 5 things I look for when I'm buying a trail camera. What I look for, things that are important to me, things that are not so important to me that other people may or may not value. So before I get started, I just want to say, for me typically, I'm in that mid-range price for trail cameras. I'm buying a trail camera that retails at typically anywhere from $100 to $200, but if you look and scour online, you can typically find pretty good savings from a lot of different retailers. And you can get those cameras anywhere from 20 to 60% off at times, so that's really nice. But so here's the top 5 things I'm looking for cameras. 5 things that are some things that are important to me, some things that are important to me. Number 5, lower on the list but does matter to me a little bit, is bulkiness. And that's just on more of the non-importance. A lot of people are trying to make really small cameras, which I have some of them and they're great. To me, that's not a huge deal. It's not hard typically to find a tree that's big enough to hide the camera, as well as just sticking branches in around the strap just to camouflage that camera into the tree more to make it blend in. That's typically not too bad of a thing. But so yeah, lack of importance for bulkiness for me is number 5. Number 4, picture quality. On the not so important side, let me explain. Obviously, you need to see what you're doing. That's why I'm getting in that $100 to $200 range retail price. So I typically don't buy those cheapos that are under 50 bucks, but I'm not going to go out of my way to spend $300-$400. I'm not putting my trail camera pictures in a magazine. I'm not typically always putting them online because I hunt a lot of public ground. I do sometimes I don't. But definitely not going in a magazine for publication or anything like that. So I just need to be able to see visibly what the antlers look like, what the body size is. If it's a smidge of graininess, it's not the end of the world. But I definitely need to be able to make out that image, so that's pretty important. Number 3 for me, importance, ease of use. I've had some cameras before that are really complicated, and all that does is it can cause you more time resetting them in the field when you want to just go by and check them and move on and leave less scent in the woods, or just get to your spot quicker. You know, instead of fiddling around trying to do this, I like a camera where I can just turn it off, swap the card, turn it back on. Now this year, I'm going to be running 2 SpyPoint cell cams. Team members Jet and Derek also run those. Had some good luck with them last year. So I'm giving them a shot this year, but outside that I have 11 that are manual. So I like that. I just want that easy use where I can turn it off, switch the card, just turn it back on and get out of there. So that's number 3 for me. Number 2 for me, I typically want a camera that has a slot on the back or 2 slots on the back where I can run a cable lock through. Of those 13 cameras I have, including the cell cameras, 9 of those and 7 regular ones are going on public ground. Now, granted, I'm getting back there a ways. I'm usually in a mile or 2, no less than a half a mile. So I rarely get people on camera, but I just find that very important to have that locked for that peace of mind for me, so I'm not wondering, hey, if I'm in a new spot, check the camera. Is this exactly where I put it? Even if I don't see it, you know, I want to make sure nobody's stealing it, because a lot of those with the locks, like the Moultries, for example, SpyPoint as well, the lock runs right through the opening for the SD card. So typically what I do is when I check before season, I'll pull that cable, unlock the cable, check my card real quick. If I don't see any people there, I'll just put it through a normal slot and lock the tree. But if I see one person or something that's fishy, which I haven't had that issue yet, I'll either move the camera or just keep that locked in if I feel really confident in that spot. So that's just what I do. And number 1, noise. You don't want some of the older cameras we've seen 15, 20 years ago, there'd be a big clicking noise, you know, something that could definitely spook deer, especially on public land and pressured areas. Which also goes along with the flash, noise and flash for number 1. Red flash is not as bad as a lot of people say it is. I've had deer look at the camera and move on. I typically try to get my cameras 3 to 5 feet off the ground, typically 4 to 5 if I can, because that light coming from the skyline looks a little more natural than on the ground. But yeah, I never really had the issue with noise. I always check and take a picture, make sure there's no noise going when I'm setting the camera up. So that's something that's real important to me. And these are just 5 tips that I have for you guys today for what to look for in a trail camera. And we'll be having more videos coming to you for some smidge of preseason scouting, some summer fishing, food plot work, so stay tuned for that. We're working on a good one there. And if you're like anything I'm wearing, hoodie, hat, shirt, check out our Facebook page and check out our Instagram. Shoot us a message there. We can hook you up with some great gear. So stay safe out there. Thank you for watching this Dual Threat Outdoors video. If you like this video, be sure to leave it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more Dual Threat Outdoors content.